Hey Busters, welcome back to another capsule toy video. So today we'll be opening up the from the Ikimono Daizukan line, or the Living Encyclopedia, or diverse, what is it called? Their personal translation, which is the Diversity of Life on Earth, Kuwagata, or the Stag Beetle 05. Here's a QR code for those who are interested, but link down in the description below, that'll link you directly to this and how, like, all the different molds and how they went about making it. But yeah, today we'll be opening up 04, the Mengata Kuwagata. So here's the lineup. From here, the Mengata is the small, medium, large. The small refers just to if you buy the display stand. They sell display stands separately now, no longer part of the case as a capsule. But however, in that they now offer more realistic wings, and specifically the small represents you should order the small set wings with the display. So that's all it is. It also doubles up as the Beetle is a small size. So yeah. So as you can see, it is very small. You know, compared to everything else I got. So yeah, and so this is probably going to be a very quick video, is what I want to say, but I always tend to ramble on, so sorry about that, Busters. But, you know, as always, definitely feel free to skip to the end, or just skip about, you know, I'm guessing maybe skip about definitely past halfway, or about halfway is probably about when I finish building this and I start to ramble on my thoughts. But yeah, so here are the legs. So to put together, you just put this here and push it in. This time the ball joint here is a bit harder to push. I'm just going to lift these up so I don't, these are on ball joints, so lift these up a bit so they don't get caught in here when I try to squeeze this in. Oh, nope. Sorry, last time. No, sorry, Busters. I'm gonna do this off screen. There we go, Busters. So this one was a bit harder to push in, and the way it did it feels like it could pop out at any moment. So yeah, but still very small, definitely small size. So as always, let's just get these antennas in first. You can just twist these off. Sprue marks are probably fine. And here next to the pincers, you guys can kind of see a hole there, is where these go. Hopefully these are nice and relatively easy to push in. Alright, so I think I got the first one in yet. Gotta use my fingernails just to push it in. There we go. The other one. For these things, I always recommend, you know, trying to don't push too hard on it, and push at the ball joint if possible, just so you don't stress out this plastic too much. But sometimes it's just a bit hard, and sometimes if you're, so like once you're in there, just get something like a straw or a toothpick to push it in is best. But sometimes if the hole isn't a decent size, kind of push it in and it'll stay in like that. Nope, sorry, Busters. I'll try one more and then save. You know, I'm just gonna do off screen. There we go. And then moving on to the legs. So this is D2, so that's the middle, and this is D1, I think it said. D1, the top legs. So let's just do that. And always the legs are angled outwards. However, usually if you forget, they usually, if you like the legs pop off, it is written here D1L, L and R for left and right, so his left leg. But also for the most part, the legs are quite easy to figure out. The front legs are always facing forward, and the back ones are always facing back. But you know, it's very nice of them that they bother putting a left and right on these, in case, like for me, when I just keep them in a box before I can display them. Oops. You know, if the legs pop off, you actually know where they go. So this one goes like, oh, actually, so this one doesn't bend back. For this was R2, so R. So I guess it is quite useful. Yeah, oops. So because it's so small, it is a bit harder to get these legs in. And I already have small hands, so those with bigger hands might have a bit of trouble. Or maybe it might be easier for you, actually. I don't know. Finally, the last set of legs. These should definitely be just angled backwards. Yes, so definitely here. So, oops, sorry, Busters. The camera's kind of going crazy because I don't know. Apparently, I think some sort of update to Windows changed the camera function, and then now it's just always focuses and follows along. So there we go. So that jittery, you know what? Sorry, Busters. Maybe I'll just move it around. So, and there you have it, Busters. Here is the, what was it called? The Mengata Kuwagata. Interesting. So the legs here is either supposed to be bent backwards, probably like that. So if you order these and your legs are kind of like bent, don't worry about it. This is just because it's just thin soft plastic. When there was casing it in like inside the capsule, sometimes it's just pushed and it's just bent backwards. All you have to do is just heat it up and it'll slowly revert back to its the correct shape, and then you just like put it in ice water to like snap it back in place and it'll be good. So but yeah, here we have it. It's quite nice. As you can see, a nice matte finish, you know, a bit glossy, but that's mainly because of the gloss, but definitely a matte finish. Well, I guess it's semi-glossy. Like this would be glossy paint. Here. The mouse moves this much. Opens this much. As always. Ooh, so I do not know if the beetle here is supposed to be like this, but I do believe that's the case, as these this Ikimono Daizukan line, they basically just get the real things and just 3D scan these. So here's the detail underneath. The little mouth. So I like how they even colored this part here. This was kind of sharp. It's probably for sucking sap. I think a few people commented in my other videos explaining it to me, and I read it was quite interesting, but unfortunately I already forgot the correct terminology for it, but yeah. And the inside, looking nice as always. Moves down and up. Although I say down, but not much this time. It's quite limited compared to the other ones because of how small it is. And then it can go down this much and about this much, but the head can go up and down like that. So, so moving on to size comparisons. So as always, here it is with a Digimon card. This is a traditional poker's card that you find at any casinos or at any local stores that kids play. Maybe Uno size too. Uno, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Digimon, not Yu-Gi-Oh. So Yu-Gi-Oh is the small Japanese size. These are, if I recall, 6x6 by 8.8 centimeters, and this guy is basically smaller than that. Height, I'd say he's about 8 centimeters, I guess. 8 centimeters, like fits cleanly into here, with the leg sticking out a bit. Height wise, definitely a small guy. So yeah, so this is definitely small. With comparing him with the same beetles in the same set, here he is with the Tiger Beetle, the monster Tiger Beetle. So definitely in the small rankings. In the same vein, in the same set, here he is with the same beetle in the same set. So as you can see, this one, these are the medium one that uses the medium wings. Quite different. And also in the same set, the European beetle, stag beetle. This uses the big wings. So you can clearly see a much big size difference. So these are all beetles in the same set of Stag Beetle 05. Comparing him with some previous releases. Here he is with the small Rubenberg. So very similar in size. Definitely small. This one's smaller just because the head is less rounded with like this protruding horn triceratops thing. So I think these two would make a good fight. But definitely in the same size. Although the shell of this guy is actually smaller. So this might win for the smallest shell here. Here he is with an older medium one. Much glossier. It's very different, you know, just like various shapes. And here he is with one of the large size ones from the older sets. So big difference, almost like half the size of one of the large ones. So this guy could definitely eat this guy for breakfast. So yeah. Oops. And that's basically it, Buster. So these are the 4 unique molds in the 05 Stag Beetle set. It's a set of 5. The only difference is this one comes in a dark reddish brown color, and that's the only difference. So as you can see, like they're all very unique. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it here. So but yeah, for pros and cons, cons would be I would definitely say the size. Like just looking at it, the size is definitely something. However, for those who are maybe into like scale, I feel like this is a very good, really almost like a 1-to-1 scale, just by how small but big it is for a beetle. So it might be extremely like accurate. But at least for me, I wish it was a little bit bigger on display. You know, it looks nice like this, but just all kind of same size would be nice. Sorry, Busters. There's an ambulance just going outside. But definitely the size is the only thing against it. But honestly, beyond that, it is very nice. I do like the unique coloring of it, like this orangey yellow. You know, I like the gradient from here where it's black and the gradient's out and the 2 dots. The detailing is nice. A very unique mold, especially the head part here. I think no other beetles that I got so far have this. Maybe kind of like this, but not too much. So a very unique mold, just a bit small, you know, but definitely still a really good one. I guess would I recommend it? I definitely recommend it for people like me who are into collecting these beetles. Definitely great to always have another unique mold and a nice standout color to your collection. I think it looks great. However, out of 4, I would say I know it's kind of hard to say, like for collectors like me that have a bunch, I would say definitely, actually despite the small size, I would say adding this is better than saying adding one of these, because you already have many of these similar types, you know. But if you, I guess, don't have many, then I think maybe one of these other ones might be a bit more attractive to you in the set. But I do think all 4 molds are really nice to have in your collection. But yeah, overall, it is quite small, and of course it does have this, and it uses small wings, so it is very small, but it is quite nice. Overall, there's nothing too much to say about this guy. I do recommend it for if you can get it for your normal price that you collected with. Basically, for those who are like me that collect these, and you kind of already know the quality that you get when ordering these guys, based on the size, if you're already okay with the pricing, I would definitely say get this. It'll definitely you won't be let down by the quality as always, and the unique mold is definitely worth the same amount as, you know, any of these other guys. However, for those who are just started collecting or are thinking about it, I would still say like starting at this set or the previous set would be a good choice, or maybe the rhinoceros beetles. But if you're only going to get one, this guy is a bit small. However, even though I say that, the more I look at this and just touch it, play with, I do think even if you just order a random one and you get this one, while it is the smallest one if ever released in the entire Stag Beetle set, it is still really nice. So if you're okay with how it looks, despite the size, I can still highly recommend this little guy. The more I'm holding, the more I just really like it. So yeah, this guy will definitely grow on you. I mean, it's grown on me in the 5-10 minutes since I finished building it. So yeah, definitely a really cool little guy to have. But that's about it, Busters. There's not much else to say. Besides, thanks for watching. I hope this video, you enjoyed this video, and hope it helped you decide whether or not you want to get this or not. As always, I kind of just open it up and do these things on a fly and rant a lot. So if there's anything I went over too quickly or missed or just did something wrong, or maybe you have some viewers might know, like to let me know various beetle facts, please let me know down in the comment section below, because I do love reading those, and I will be sure to get back to any questions or comments you guys have. But beyond that, there's not much else to say. But, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys again on my next capsule toy video. The next one, I'm not quite sure when the next one is. There's definitely nothing coming out at the end of this month. So, well, the earliest, I'll have another Ikimono Daizukan video will be at the earliest next month in April. So, yeah. But that's about it, Busters. Once again, thanks for watching. I hope to see you again on my next video. As always, this is Buster-kun here, off to find the low-fly boy and fighter girl.